You're about to see 5 mind-blowing theories that I think are gonna blow your mind. Stay tuned to see the last theory cause oh my god, that sent me crazy. This first theory comes from Reddit user Java Rogers. If you remember Mythical Sausage's first life on the Afterlife SMP, you may recall that he started with the Elytran origin, granting him a pair of wings. After assuming the role of an angel, Sausage constructed the Church of St. Pearl, a church that was built, as this theory goes, in memory of Pearlescent Moon's demise from the first season of Empires. Because Pearl was so connected to the farmland of her empire, Gilded Helianthia, she withered away after her empire was decimated, and Lord Sausage of Mythland proved unable to save his friend with his magic. Fast forward to the Afterlife SMP, we got a glimpse of where Pearl might have ended up when Ollie moved from the Afterlife server to the Empire's world. After discovering that his friend, Angel Sausage, had passed away on the Afterlife server, Ollie took to the skies and met with the goddess Pearlescent Moon. Pearl refused Ollie's request to bring Sausage back from the dead, and he was cast down from the heavens. Is it possible that after Pearl withered away in the first season of Empires, she ascended to godhood? In episode 14 of Mythical Sausage's Empire Season 2, we see Sausage stumble across a statue in Pixel Rift's empire dedicated to the Mother of Sunflowers. After remarking how the statue seemed oddly familiar, Sausage descended into the catacombs and came across a mysterious gravestone labeled Here Lies Mythical Sausage, a mural of what appears to be Pearl from the first season of Empires, and a note begging the Mother of Sunflowers, Pearl, to grant Sausage a blessed life the next time he reincarnates. Sausage then experiences visions from his past life, where he briefly recalls his adventures with Pearl of Gilded Helianthia. Back to Java Rogers' theory, he predicts that Mythical Sausage will be the champion of the goddess Pearlescent Moon this season, like how Scott was the previous champion of the god ER. Just as Scott's light required Zornoth's darkness in order to exist, Java Rogers also predicts that Sausage's mortal enemy will rise up to face him at some point on the server. Java Rogers believes that the enemy will turn out to be Joey Graceffa thanks to his time with the Dullahan origin on the Afterlife server. In his 22nd episode, Joey becomes a Grim Reaper who harvests souls and kills many players. It's not until Angel Sausage steps in with a sword blessed by St. Pearl herself that he is finally slain. Java Rogers asserts that Joey's dark side will reawaken this season, and he believes that Pearl's statue with one light wing and one dark wing represents the struggle between light and dark that will ensue. In our second fan theory, YouTube commenter Bizarpog points out some striking similarities between False Symmetry's second season and Fwip's first season skins. Both players rock a shockingly similar steampunk aesthetic, from their goggles to their gloves to their scarves to their pants, through False's clothes seem to be a bit baggier in hair than they are on Fwip. Beast theorizes that False Symmetry could have discovered Fwip's body while wandering through the woods and taken his clothing, though this doesn't really line up with the 1000-year timeline because that version of Fwip should be long gone by that time. It could be, however, that there is still a connection between the two of them. Could False be a descendant of Count Fwip? Could her outfit be a hand-me-down? Or could she be a descendant of another resident of the Gremlins? We know how technically advanced the Gremlins were back in the day, and False's dreams to be an innovative air balloon pilot and mechanic certainly gives us similar vibes. When False Symmetry first awakened in the Empire's server at the beginning of the season, she lost any recollection of the world that she had come from before. Is it possible that instead of coming from another world, False came from another time? What if False, once a resident of Gremlins, was brought to the future through some major calamity such as the Gremlins explosion? Whatever might have happened, we can only scratch our heads at the fact that False's clothing highly resembles the garb worn by Gremlins residents. Do you remember that when Joel recently splashed Jimmy with a lore-revealing potion, Jimmy's true status as a toy was revealed to the viewers? Well, Reddit user Mr.E_Enigma brings up a very interesting question. If the potion that Joel splashed Jimmy with was designed to reveal the truth, then why didn't it also make Joel tall if he was supposed to be the so-called 11-foot-tall god of the sky? Well, there are two possible answers. The first is, of course, that Joel might have just been right out of the range when the potion took effect, so he was unharmed. But it could also be possible that Joel has been lying about his height the entire time. We know for a fact from the previous season that Joel has constantly been poked fun at for being the shortest member on the server, so he might be hiding his character's true height this season to avoid being picked on again. After recently placing a book in Joel's skybase, Jimmy created a piece of lost lore that stated that Joel, while claiming to be tall, was actually the shortest god of them all. Joel defended that he was not the shortest god in his family, but he didn't sound completely honest when telling us. We definitely think that Joel knows more than he's letting on. Is he even a god in the first place, or just a big faker? As we have seen on a recent episode of Catherine Elizabeth's Empires series, someone has strangely placed Pirate Joe's name on Catherine's monster slaying board. And no, it wasn't Catherine herself trying to get revenge on Joey for flirting with her. While Catherine believes that Joey put himself on the board as a prank to spend more time with the princess, we aren't buying her theory. According to Skeletron's theory, Joey Graceffa's nemesis, Pirate Captain Skeletron, was actually the one who put his name on the board in hopes that Catherine might hunt down and slay his worst enemy. The only other possible culprit would be Joel, who might have put Joey on the board after the pirate stole his golden stratosphere to impress Princess Catherine. Skeletron also believes that the pirate captain will serve as the main villain for the server for the rest of the season, as it was about the same time last year when Zornoth was revealed as the main villain on the server. As we have yet to see Skeletron's face-to-face this season of Empires, it is only a matter of time before his grand reveal, so we hope that he will prove a worthy challenge to our emperors. Redditor Cosmo Gaxley has proposed this megaverse theory. He believes that the Empire's world might be a bit bigger than we originally thought, and that we might be able to draw connections to series outside of just the Empire server. Due to Mythical Sausage's recent video where he has past visions about Pearlescent Moon, we can now say for sure that Empire Season 1 and 2 takes place within the same universe, just at different points in the timeline. Cosmo also points out how Ollie brings the Afterlife SMP into the same universe because his character originally hails from there. Things get a little bit complex from here, so hang on to your hats. During Jimmy and Scott's date from Season 1 of Empires, we get a few hints that the two shared a romantic history in a past life. That life, of course, being Third Life, where the duo were known as the Flower Husbands. After bringing Solidarity to her secret cod cave for their date, Scott explains how he has named some of the codfish red, yellow, and green in honor of a past life they shared together, which represent the three colored teams from the Third Life server. Scott also hung up a pufferfish of peace on the wall during their Empires date, an item that represented the peace between Scar, Grian, Scott, Jimmy during the Third Life series. Cosmo Gaxley also suggests that because players on the Last Life and Double Life series can recall events from Third Life, such as Solidarity being the first one eliminated on the server, it is logical to say that they might also share the same continuity. We could even connect the X-Life series, as Smallish Beans recently requested Ellie Shadow Lady to represent him in court against Sheriff Jimmy.
I have some vague memories of practicing law.
Lizzie states that she vaguely remembers practicing law at some point in a past life, which is a reference to Lizzie representing Smallish Beans in court after he was accused of killing Strawberry 17. We could keep going from here by trying to tie in other servers like the Dream SMP or Hermitcraft, but my head's already starting to hurt from all of this.